The Beats started this multimedia presentation of poetry back in the 50s. And then the second generation Beats continued it in the 60s. And they felt it was necessary to be able to reach the people in a way that they could receive it. Times were very similar to the times we have right now. And it's hard to even express ourselves. There's so much happening. So here's a chance to feel human again, to understand that we are all trying to evolve. We all want the best there is for the earth. And to have some camaraderie in that. So we're going to start very soon with Michael Kreitner. She's going to read one of her originals, and we'll continue on with the rest of our program. Michael?
Good evening. Polly. Put on my glasses. Okay. I'm reading to you an English Shakespearean sonnet that I wrote. It's called The Sculptor. That's my pasta. All right. Fear toils and hacks away at the heart, supplanting love, boring a deep hollow. Oh, fear would marble this organ as art, chiseled in lament, wedded to wallow. Fear with his artistry, axes and strokes, would chop at the soft curves of affection. How awful! Such ugliness he could coax from this quarry once pure of perfection. If fear would only lay down his mallet to witness unmolested hearts reveal, abandon his craft and rinse his mean palate, so love in the flesh may flourish and feel. But fear is a sculptor so callously bent, forever is love cast in stone his intent. A little lower. There we go. That's good. That's great. This is an excerpt from Steps of a Bodhisattva by Anne Waldman. You are wary of wanting anything to cheer you up or to entertain you. You aren't in shaman training exactly with spell making. You want all sentience to shimmer, to shine. You are not trying to be an officer holding a weapon or ecclesiastical officer holding a writ or drama queen having a fit. You officiate for yourself. In polyglottal mode, inside your own asteroid belt, not injurious to anyone. Taking them with you, a kind of shuttle in space. Your metaphorical ring is caught by a metaphorical hook. You are the loop at the end of a lasso. Let down the beautiful hook with the rope. In the jailhouse now, up out of the oily, greasy, turbulent ocean of a topsy-turvy world, the ring and the hook meet. It's a state of Raptu Gawa, which translates as extremely joyful. It sounds like rapture, sounds like awe. Myth becomes reality, or dana paramita, literally arriving at the other shore with generosity.
This first level or headline is of generosity. Generosity of material objects, candle, medication, warm clothes. Generosity is the transcendent friend. A flashlight might be a transcendent friend. Security is in the mix, and drunkenness is in your generosity of a first level bodhisattva, but no hangover. A neck resists the rope. She wants to be saved. She can't be held by the rope that's a kind of hook. What kind of hook is it that metaphorically saves you? Now reach out to me. Dutch hook, the old colonial power, bent back at an angle for catching, and it bends towards you, but it's all a different sort of dream. This is a original, and it is entitled "Deliver Me to Destiny." Dear different and certainly downtrodden desire, do me often. Teach me to soften, to circumspect, to honestly reflect. This dynamic oppressed from aeons of open-hearted combat. The system wanted me loaded, yet I found myself only locked, blocked by unsent invitations to the divine. So fearful of rejection, the unlimited receivership of unbounded love. Beneath the barriers, I barricaded my subtle yet statuesque reverie. The home and honor of this banquet would never ask for annihilation, but only for sweet rest and ritualistic reprieve. One cascades in caution through collaboration for evacuation and distilled, perhaps, in prophetic proclamation. Stealthy sinew, a robust go-to, you reap the rewards of the slow unwinding, genetic unbinding. As time traverses this open-hearted surgery, you see under macro scope the chemical fluctuations of a cosmic heart coming home. Chamber upon chamber, folding in on itself in joyous recognition of bliss-laced ecstasis. Ecstasis. Divine adjustments dance alchemically over carbon-dated altruisms. Although her totems are tattered, they have not been transfigured. Equanimous emanations, divine and unseen, have their way with me. Like tracks of undulating ether, emulations of currents, contrasting, indigo incense smoke informing oxygen. The divine breathes us. She doesn't compromise. She doesn't construe. She doesn't constrain. She does deliver me to destiny.
Brutus Chieftain is next.
Hello, Idyllwild. It's great to be here. And I'm celebrating my 33rd wedding anniversary with my beautiful bride, Renee. And 33 years ago, on our honeymoon up in North Beach, where the Beats were centered, we went to an open reading, so this is very appropriate and very, very awesome. I get to represent Diane DePrima today. She was the feminist beat poet, and she was great friends with Amiri Baraka, Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac, Frank O'Hara, and many others. And she joined Timothy Leary's intentional community and was part of the Diggers, so I think some of you guys remember that. Anyway, she's one of my favorite poets. I'm just going to get right to it. Song for Baby O, Unborn. Sweetheart, when you break through, you'll find a poet here. Not quite what you would choose. I won't promise you'll never go hungry, or that you won't be sad on this gutted, breaking globe. But I can show you, baby, enough to love to break your heart forever. I'm going to go with a couple short ones for me. Oh, thank you.
Short ones.
You guys are too kind. Where I live is actually Moreno Valley, which is appropriately named because all the hills are brown and it's very hot right now, so it's great to be in the mountains, be mountain folk. This poem is called First Snow Per Honkson. It's about a nice area of New York that Diane DePrima stayed in. And she writes this for Ginsberg. For Allen, this then is the gift the world has given me. You have given me. Softly the snow cupped in hollows, lying on the surface of the pond, matching my long white candles, which stand at the window, which will burn at dusk while the snow fills up our valley. This hollow, no friend will wander down, no one arriving brown from Mexico, from the sun fields of California, bearing pot. They are scattered now, dead or silent, or blasted to madness by the howling brightness of our once common vision, and this gift of yours, white silence, filling the contours of my life. The window. You are my bread, and the hairline noise of my bones. You are almost the sea. You are not stone or molten sound. I think you have no hands. This kind of bird flies backward, and this love breaks on a window pane where no light talks. This is not time for crossing tongues. The sand here never shifts. I think tomorrow turned you with his toe, and you will. Diane DePrima, one of her best books, one of my favorites, is Revolutionary Letters. And I'm now going to read Revolutionary Letter number 63. We're going to get grooving on this one. It's a longer piece. Free Julian Beck. Free Timothy Leary. Free 5 million starving in Pakistan. Free all political prisoners. Free Angela Davis. Free the Soledad brothers. Free Martin Sobel. Free Sacco and Vanzetti. Free Big Bill Hayward. Free Sitting Bull. Free Crazy Horse. Free all political prisoners. Free Billy the Kid. Free Jesse James. Free all political prisoners. Free Nathan Hale. Free Joan of Arc. Free Galileo and Bruno and Eckhart. Free Jesus Christ. Free Socrates. Free all political prisoners. Free all political prisoners. All prisoners are political prisoners. Every pot smoker a political prisoner. Every hold-up man a political prisoner. Every forger a political prisoner. Every angry kid who smashed a window, a political prisoner. Every whore, pimp, murderer, a political prisoner. Every pederast, dealer, drunk driver, burglar, poacher, striker, strike breaker, rapist, polar bear at San Francisco Zoo, a political prisoner. Ancient wise turtle at the Phoenix Tourist Park, political prisoner. Otters in Tucson Desert Museum, political prisoners. Elk in Wyoming grazing behind barbed wire, political prisoners. Prairie dogs poisoned in New Mexico, war casualties. Mass grave of Wyoming bald eagles, a battlefield. Every kid in school, a political prisoner. Every lawyer in his cubicle, a political prisoner. Every doctor brainwashed by the AMA, a political prisoner. Every housewife, a political prisoner. Every teacher lying through sad teeth, a political prisoner. Every Indian on reservation, a political prisoner. Every black man, a political prisoner. Every faggot hiding in a bar, a political prisoner. Every junkie shooting up in John, a political prisoner. Every woman, a political prisoner. Every woman, a political prisoner. You are a political prisoner, locked in tense body. You are a political prisoner, locked in stiff mind. You are a political prisoner, locked to your parents. You are a political prisoner, locked to your past. Free yourself! Free yourself! I am political prisoner, locked in anger habit. I am political prisoner, locked in greed habit. I am political prisoner, locked in fear habit. I am political prisoner, locked in dull senses. I am political prisoner, locked in numb flesh. Free me! Free me! Help me to free me! Free yourself! Help to free me! Free yourself! Help to free me! Free Barry Goldwater. Help to free me! Free Governor Wallace. Free President Nixon. Free J. Edgar Hoover. Free them! Free yourself! Free them! Free yourself! Free yourself! Free them! Free yourself! Help to free me! Free us! Dance. So you can see why I dig Diane DePrima, and quite an honor to be here to share her poems. I'm sometimes John Bender, sometimes Johnny Bender, sometimes Brutus Chieftain, sometimes Brutosaurus Rex Chieftain. This morning I became Brutus Bombastus, but then I reverted to Brutosaurus Chieftain. I'm going to read one of mine. The Tulip Trollops. I would traipse with the trollops of dawn, with the tremblers that are tulips smiling in the wind. I would go there. I would go with 2 tulips if they agreed to meet me in the flower bed late at night. Yes, think of it. 2 tulips at once. Late when the others slept, closed within beds, I and the tulip trollops would tantalize, fantasize, and internalize that forbidden feeling of man and flower. Ha! Maybe 3 tulips. Yes, oh yeah. 3 tulips if they would wind around each other with penetration of pistil and seduction of stamen. Just me, the tulips, and the deep, dark bed of humus and dermis and love. Ah, but the elders say the flowers must not open at night, and man must sleep as the caves sleep, as the sea sleeps, as the seashells sleep, awaiting to waken. Within the tulip bulb's burrow, within the lingering lily's lullaby, within the hibernate hyacinth's hiding place, all waiting to awaken in the sun. But the elders are the oak, the pine and elm. They do not flowers love. I would cold come to the bed of the tulip trollops, where truffles whisper and daisies delight in our love, and the trees bend and moan with memory of seeds and saplings, and we moan and we groan and we wave, we undulate and we unundulate, and we recapitulate until we catapult across the sea and we're seen in tabloid photos taken somewhere on the Mediterranean. Me looking shocked and embarrassed, and the tulips wearing shades and looking oh so beautiful, oh so cool, oh so kinky, and oh so bulbaciously pregnant. Thank you very much.
we're going to have Denise Levertov. It's going to be read by Tricia. Don't call me Patty Caratello.
Well, you can call me Patty. It's okay. But I want to appreciate Myra for all of her work. She's just an amazing woman. Most of you may not know a lot of things about Denise Levertov, so I thought I'd give you just a little bit of background before I read her Age of Terror, which is in the Vietnam era. First of all, her critics praised her political poems, and that looks back on at the Nazi horrors. And so what happened, she had both critics, her pundits failed to recognize the awareness of what was not right in the U.S. So it was the beat poets were ignored. Their ideas were not in the right place for conservative United States at this time. The Vietnamese watched the 8 atrocities of the war in silence, so they weren't able to talk about how things were happening. And for anyone that came to the first Beats one, I had Vietnamese roommates at that point, and I shared that story about how difficult it was for any of the Vietnamese people to be loved and cared for. There was human indifference to the realities in Vietnam. Their political, social, and international issues were present, though, in poetry. And Denise Levertov is one of the ones who just hung on to that piece so that it would be made public, so people can start to think about that. And I just wanted to give you a background on what she did. And the Vietnam era was a really important era for her. This is Age of Terror. Between the fear of the horror afterwards and the despair in the thought of no afterwards, we move, abraded, each gesture scraping us on the milestones. In dream, there was an afterwards, the unknown device, a silver computer as big as a block of offices at least, floating like Marguerite's castle on its rock, aloft in blue sky, exploded. There was a long moment of cataclysm, light of a subdued rose red suffused all the air before a rumbling, confused darkness ensued. But I came to face down and found my younger sister was still alive, near me, and knew my still younger brother and our mother and father were close by too. And passionately relieved, I comforted my shocked sister, still not daring to raise my head, only stroking and kissing her arm. Afraid, all the devastation around us, though we, all 5 of us, seemed to have survived. And I readied myself to take roll call. Paul Levertov, Beatrice Levertov. And then, in dream, not knowing if this device, this explosion, were radioactive or not, but sure that where it had centered, there must be a wreck, terror, fire, dust, milestones. Commenced their grinding again. And, as in daylight, again we were held between them, cramped, scraped raw by questions. Perhaps, indeed, we were safe. Perhaps, worse was to follow. But what of our gladness when there where the core of the strange rose light had flared up out of the detonation of a brilliant, angular silver? There must be others in agony, and in waking daylight, still the broken dead. So that one's about war. This one's about peace. Denise Levertov. Making peace. A voice from the dark called out, "The poets must give us imagination of peace, to oust the intense, familiar imagination of disaster. Peace, not only the absence of war, but peace, like a poem, is not there ahead of itself, can't be imagined before it's made, can't be known except in the words of its making. Grammar of justice, syntax of mutual aid, a feeling towards it, dimly sensing a rhythm, is all we have until we begin to utter its metaphors, learning them as we speak. A line of peace may appear if we restructured the sentence our lives are making, revoked this reaffirmation of profit and power, questions our needs aloud, long pauses, a cadence of peace might balance its weight on that different fulcrum. Peace, a presence, an energy field more intense than war, might pulse then, stanza by stanza into the world, each act of living, one of its words, each word a vibration of light, facets of the forming crystal. I do have an original. It is very, very short, and I thought it might be appropriate for those of us who love poetry, and I'd love to see a sign of hands of everyone in the audience who loves poetry. Yes? Okay, this is a reflection of mine. Years ago, I realized it would be hard to make my living by poetry. So, after some thought, and through many years, I decided to make my poetry my living.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to read two pieces by Laurie Anderson. She's one of my favorites. I started loving her years and years ago. Roger and I even saw her in a concert in an empty parking lot in San Diego. It was fantastic. My daughter saw her in New York. She was performing with Philip Glass at the 25th anniversary of Lions Roar magazine. She's still amazing. She used to be married to Lou Reed. Anyway. Yes, this is going to be From the Air. Captain. We are about to attempt a crash landing. Please extinguish all cigarettes. Place your tray tables in an upright, locked position. Your captain says, put your head on your knees. Captain says, put your head in your hands. Captain says, put your hands on your head, put your hands on your hips. This is your captain, and we are going down. We are all going down together. And I said, uh-oh, this is gonna be someday. Stand by. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. All right. I'm not done yet. This is your captain again. You know, I've got this funny feeling that I've seen this all before. Why? Because I'm a caveman. Why? Because I've got eyes in the back of my head. Why? It's the heat. Stand by. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. Put your hands over your eyes. Jump out of the plane. There is no pilot. You are not alone. Stand by. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. This is the time, and this is the record of the time. And this is big science. Thank you. It's cold outside. It's cold outside. Don't forget your mittens. Hey pal, how do I get to town from here? And he said, well, just take a right where they're going to build that new shopping mall. Go straight past where they're going to put in the freeway. And take a left at what is going to be the new sports center. And keep going until you hit the place where they're thinking of building that drive-in bank. You can't miss it. And I said, this must be the place. Ooh, coo, coo, coo. Golden cities, golden towns. Golden cities, golden towns. And long cars in long lines with great big signs, and they all say, Hallelujah, Yodel-hee-hoo, every man for himself. Ooh, coo, coo, coo. Golden cities, golden towns. Thanks for the ride. Big science, hallelujah. Big science, yodel-hee-hoo. You know, I think we should put some mountains here. Otherwise, what are the characters going to fall off of? And what about stairs? Yodel-hee-hoo. Ooh, coo, coo, coo. Here's a man who lives a life of danger. Everywhere he goes, he stays a stranger. Howdy, stranger. Mind if I smoke? And he said, every man for himself. Every man for himself. All in favor say aye. Big science, hallelujah. Big science, yodel-hee-hoo. Hey, Professor, could you turn out the lights? Let's roll the film. Big science, hallelujah. Every man for himself. Big science, hallelujah. Yodel-hee-hoo. I'm going to read a very short original, and it's about patience. Patience is the opposite of worry. It is knowing there's a divine plan deep in the heart of things waiting to be revealed. The carver understands and uncovers angels hidden in stone. When we understand, the light within us becomes visible.
Roger Dutton. Roger Dutton. About time.
All right, we've got Brian Goodhead over here on viola, by the way. I'm going to sing you a song that is my most recent. It's called Echoes in the Tide. Echoes in the tide, seven kinds of bitter on her breath. She takes the essence and leaves the rest. Echoes in reverse, coming up again. Reptiles crawling back in their skin. out of my mind and out of my fathom, out of my depth and into the chasm. The northern nights where she emptied the dipper, she's worn me smooth as a soupy slipper. I try to get back to those nights again, but I have to go back to the end. Tread on glass, sky beneath my feet, burned from the middle, I'm bound like a beast. Moving forward while I'm in retreat, bits of wax are melting on my lover's sheets. Out of my mind, out of my fathom, out of my depth, into the chasm. The northern nights where she emptied the dipper, she's worn me smooth as a soupy slipper. I try to get back to those nights again, but I have to go back to the end. Mother's speed echoes in the tide. Do we really have to leave everything behind? I'm the rabbit, meet you on the other side. Fill me with your love, I promise to abide. Seven kinds of bitter on her bread. She takes the essence and leaves the rest. It goes in reverse, coming up again. Reptiles crawling back in the skin. Out of my mind, out of my fathom, out of my depth, and into the chasm. The northern nights where she emptied the dipper, she's worn me smooth as a soupy slipper. I try to get back to to the end. Mother's speech echoes in the time. Do we really have to leave everything behind? I'm the rabbit, meet you on the other side. Fill me with your love, I promise to abide. Mother's speech echoes in the tide. Fill me with your love, I promise to abide. I'm the rabbit, meet me on the other side. Fill me with your love, I promise to abide. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to do a little tuning up here. That one. It's called Disappearing Man. It deals with the impermanence of everything. Try it again. Faint light of dawn floats behind my head. My feet are pointed north when I rise from bed. Could I turn it around? Would it change my life? Another future to form and crystallize. God loves a broken man. Pray we are well broken. The dead pray for the living. Let the word be spoken. A special place to lose ourselves, nestled in sweet bliss, gathered in the folding arms you by. Constant flux, part of the master plan. Natural state of being for the disappearing man. One step forward, doing what we can. One step forward for the disappearing man. Rock of ages, they come and go, fossilized in stone. The past reveals its stories, encrypted in our bones. Ancient galaxies lost in dark matter, dancing into cosmic dust, stars and moons with shadows. One step forward, doing what we can. One step forward for the disappearing man. The assumption of doom, well, that's a collective sign. The gardens in bloom, don't let that pass you by. Constant flux, part of the master plan. Natural state of being for the disappearing man. One step forward, doing what we can. One step forward for the disappearing man. One step forward, doing what we can. One step forward for the disappearing man. Disappearing man. Disappearing man. Disappearing man. Thank you. All right, we're gonna. All right, Brian Goodhead. Brian Goodhead. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.